the family.
And if you were Marty's roommate, you know he does an unparalleled imitation of his dad. I could listen to Marty and his brother Mark imitate their dad all day long.
Oh yeah, Marty's a fun starter too. You have a good time with Marty. He's a great storyteller, a great joke teller, and a really good golfer.
Congratulations to the Nanny family, really one of the closest families that I know. Our next game, Grand Rapids, White Bear Lake. Quick thoughts on this game.
Well, you know, everyone knows that White Bear has struggled out of the gate to get that first win in the quarterfinals. You know, so people are pulling for that, and probably a lot of fans here tonight from St. Paul pulling for White Bear. Grand Rapids, I saw him play Edina earlier in the year. Edina took care of him that night, but I could see, I told my friends in Grand Rapids that there's something there. That team's pretty good, and they bounced back from that loss.
All right, time to meet the players. Let's go rinkside to Jim Carroll.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the 80th annual Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. Our fourth AA quarterfinal features the champions of Section 7 with a record of 17-11, the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Against the champions of Section 4 with a record of 27-1, the White Bear Lake Bears. Before we meet the teams, let's meet the Grand Rapids cheerleaders. Aubrey Bothman, Olivia Shannon, Jana Hahn, Riley Nelson, Lindy Karlstrom, and Rainey Rother. Now let's meet the players, beginning with the Thunderhawks. Sophomore goalie number 1, Carter Casey. Junior forward number 2, Caleb Gunderson. Senior forward number 3, Nathan Langloy. Sophomore defenseman number 5, William Shermone. Junior defenseman number 6, Joe Carpenter. Junior defenseman number 7, Luca Roloff. Senior defenseman number 8, Dominic Broberg. Senior forward number 9, Xander Scheinman. Senior forward number 11, Nolan Savados. Junior forward number 12, Gus Drennan. Senior defenseman number 14, Bauer Murphy. Senior forward number 16, Gavin Forrest. Senior forward number 17, Jacob Garski. Sophomore forward number 19, Nathan Garski. Sophomore defenseman number 20, Alexander Salisbury. Senior forward number 21, Kyler Miller. Sophomore forward number 22, Seth Carlson. Sophomore forward number 24, Jamison Duell. Junior goalie number 30, Ryder Miskovich. And junior goalie number 35, Ryan Kerr. The assistant coaches are Wade Chido and Steve Wagner. Head coach is Grant Clafton, the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Now, let's meet the Bears. Senior goalie number 1, Andy Mudgett. Senior forward number 3, Kevin Laska. Junior forward number 5, Noah Norman. Junior defenseman number 6, Will Distad. Senior defenseman number 7, Noah Driscoll. Junior forward number 8, Jack Stanius. Senior forward number 9, Nolan Rode. Senior forward number 10, Vinny Valella. Senior forward number 11, Dylan Buteau. Sophomore defenseman number 13, Zach Bai. Junior forward number 14, Kellen Beck. Sophomore defenseman number 15, Tanner Olson. Junior forward number 16, Rafa Bastida. Sophomore forward number 18, Maverick Timmons. Junior defenseman number 20, Blake Eckerly. Senior forward number 23, Alex Doroff. Sophomore defenseman number 24, Nate Selski. Junior forward number 26, Evan Newlander. Junior goalie number 30, Leo Gabriel. And sophomore forward number 40, Tyler Lalonde. The assistant coaches are Tim Hambley and Brandon Wallen. Head coach is Chris Anderson, the White Bear Lake Bears. Here are tonight's game officials on the lines, Brendan Bakke and Mike Paulson. Your referees are Mike Elam and John Priester.
Well, the 4 versus 5 matchup last night in the Class A tournament was the best game of the day. We've already had an overtime game here in Class AA. What do you see happening here in this one, Lou?
I think this should be real close, even though White Bear won earlier in the year 2-0, and even got the higher seed probably because of that. Grand Rapids is the only division winner coming in here. They're both quality teams. They play hard, they play strong, and there's some outstanding players in each team. Should be a good one.
Yeah, we know for sure that a team wearing orange and black will win this one here and move on to the semifinals against the Edina Hornets. Of course, Grand Rapids got that nickname of the Halloween Machine back in the 70s and 80s, and White Bear Lake looking for their first quarterfinal win ever in the state tournament. They're 0-19 in those quarterfinals. Here are the starting goalies, brought to you by your local Holiday Station stores, part of the Circle K family.
You're looking at a great one right there, Leo Gabriel. An outstanding statistics, 1.94 goals against, 0.920 save percentage. And the other side, the name's the same, but it's not relative. It's another great Casey. This one's Carter Casey. Good numbers too, 235 goals against, 915 save percentage. He's only a sophomore, and he'll be tested tonight.
I'm sure he and his family get that question all the time, whether he's related to John Casey. I know he is related to Micah Miller, who was on that championship team from Grand Rapids 2017, former St. Cloud State Husky. As the crowd here for this late one should be lively.
All the Grand Rapids fans just want one thing, for Carter Casey to play like John Casey.
Yes.
He was a terrific goaltender. And not only in state high school championship, but he went all the way to play exceedingly well in North Dakota and then in the pros with the North Stars.
And who could forget that Stanley Cup run? He backstopped that for the North Stars back in the early 1990s.
91, right?
In the orange, it is Grand Rapids with the orange shoulders, the white and black, the White Bear Lake Bears. And here we go, our 4th and final quarterfinal in AA underway. And yes, these teams did meet earlier, January 19th, 2-0 White Bear Lake, as Lou mentioned earlier. Battle right off the start of the game. Grand Rapids back in their own zone. They flip it up that top line. Jacob Garski, Nathan Garski, their brothers, senior sophomore Seth Carlson, goaltender Leo Gabriel here for White Bear Lake. Battle in the corner, tied up. Gavin Forrest, it comes out in front. There's a shot. Good look for Grand Rapids. That was right on the money. With Nathan Langlois. Comes back, joining the play. Shot saved by Gabriel. Good early start here for Grand Rapids.
Good pressure. And boy, they had an outstanding chance just through the forecheck. Grand Rapids is going to be a forechecking team. You know that. They always play that style. They're a very solid, well-coached team.
Gus Drennan had the puck in on the White Bear netminder. Gabriel had to keep it away from the forechecking Thunderhawk, with Seth Carlson coming in, breathing down his neck. Tanner Olson for White Bear Lake trying to clear. And they come out the other way. Dylan Buteau sends it in, back in deep. Opening minute and a half here in this one. Winner gets Edina tomorrow night.
Well, you know, White Bear is usually a physical team, so I expect them to be body checking quite a bit tonight.
Thunderhawks towards the net, into the slot. Swept around and picked up Maverick Timmons. Timmons takes it to the far wing. Loses it to Alexander Salisbury. Both teams coming out here with good fire. It's in the slot, kicked around, cleared out by the Thunderhawks. And the Bears go right back in. Gloved and dropped here by Grand Rapids. Flipped up ahead for Nathan Garski. Tees one up on the blocker side. It sails high. Off the glass. Rebound coming into the zone. Holding it in. Jamison Duell. Very patient player. Had a great second half of the season for Grand Rapids. And head coach Grant Clapton, who was here a few years ago coaching for Greenway.
Grand Rapids won a championship not too long ago. A pretty good team.
Vinny Villela flipped up ahead. Shot. Carter Casey contact with the puck for the first time. First shot on goal for White Bear Lake. Grand Rapids has 2 here so far. And it'll be the Bears going back with their defenseman Alexander Salisbury, paired with Bauer Murphy, senior catalyst according to head coach Grant Clapton. And the Thunderhawks will start it up again. Roll off, up through, and they're offside into the White Bear zone.
Well, when you just make that little fake in front, you look at the chance earlier, and there was a real good chance had there by Langlois. But when you make that little move right before the blue line, as you're going up with your line mates, inevitably somebody's going to go offside. You got to gain the line first and then make the move. Because your winger's going full speed, he can't anticipate within the foot of the line that you're going to make that move. So make sure you make your play after you get control of the zone.
Thunderhawks in their own zone. Jacob Garski spun around right back to the Bears. Bears trying it on the far side. They'll come back with Jack Stanius. Had the only non-empty net goal in the section win against Hill Murray, a game at Aldrich Arena that sold out in 7 minutes.
5,000 tickets
for the Section 4 AA championship.
What a rivalry those two teams have.
Flipped out by the Thunderhawks. Seth Carlson, who's the winger on that top line, ends up being an icing.
I know the people in White Bear are very happy, including Ryan Carter, who grew up in that program. Billy Butters is here tonight. He's another big, very good player that came out of the White Bear program. A lot of good players over the years. They just haven't got by that first round, so that's their mission tonight.
A lot of section championship games between those two programs over the years in Section 4 AA. The last 7 quarterfinal games for White Bear Lake have been 1-goal losses. And then to Blaine, the last time there was a 2-goal loss. Oh, shot scored! Grand Rapids on the board first. William Shermone. 1-0 Thunderhawks.
Great shot from the blue line. Shermone, there was a lot of traffic in front of the net. That puck comes back to the blue line, and he did what you should do. He shot it immediately. Great wrist shot. I'm sure the goaltender was a screen a little bit because it looked to me like there was a great deal of traffic right in front, and I don't think that he could see that shot coming. But that puts Grand Rapids ahead 1-0 quickly. Look at Shermone coming into the play. Look at this. You got a lineup of 4 guys right in front of the net. And that beats the goaltender's screen. You see the way he reacts. He didn't see that puck till it was in the net.
A lot of bodies threading the needle.
That's why get pucks through. When you're shooting from the blue line, get pucks through. Even if you just got to miss the net a little bit, because especially with this rink, his boards being so lively, they come right back in front. But if you get it through, the shot's not blocked, then you got a chance for good things to happen.
6th goal of the season for Shermone. He had a goal in the section playoffs. And he starts out his Thunderhawks 1-0 in the first period. Time of the goal 4:04. Grand Rapids 1, White Bear Lake 0.
The 6th of the season scored by number 5.
That's got to make Grand Rapids feel good because he got shut out the last time they played him, right? 2-0.
Yes. Back by, pass ahead. Maverick Timmons, a little bit too far for him. Thunderhawks back, motoring back the other way. Third line, Gus Drennan dumps it in, stopped behind the net. Leo Gabriel Gabriel, very calm goaltender. 8 shutouts on the season. That's a fantastic season. Only 3 goals against in the section playoffs.
They say if they sees him, he stops him. That one he didn't see, I'm sure of it.
Thunderhawks in their own zone. They get going up ahead to the line. They're onside. Come across with Seth Carlson. He had the game-winning goal, double overtime against Andover. Quite a scene at the end of that one in double overtime. The Huskies had their 4-year run ended in 7AA.
Right now, Grand Rapids, when they get the puck, especially in the neutral zone, they're making nice little passes through the seam to keep their offense going.
Off a skate, back out, then back in by Grand Rapids.
A lot of pressure being put on by the Thunderhawks here.
In low was Tanner Olson, his own zone. Had to take a couple of bumps. It still comes out to neutral. Vinny Villela for White Bear Lake, celebrating their 97th year of hockey. 97th year of White Bear Lake hockey.
Amazing. Just amazing.
And it probably started on the lake.
Yep.
This is sent down, stopped by Gabriel. And White Bear will break out the other way. Poke checked away. Here's a chance for Grand Rapids. Backhand, and the back check came in with Gunderson getting the chance. And White Bear Lake got the back check back to prevent a really good chance. Had to force him to the backhand.
Yeah, good play by Disted, getting there and forcing him to the backhand. Gave him no room. He didn't get much on the shot either. And Gabriel was playing it perfectly as well.
Shermone with a shot on goal. Rebound ends up to Drennan. Drennan turns and lets it go off of the stick of Gabriel, off the glass, stays in play. The Bears have Jack Stanius who got a stick on it. And now Nolan Road, first time we've seen him with the puck, skates in. He is hot. He's a St. Cloud State commit. He'll be a Husky, and he has a 6-game goal streak, 12 goals in his last 6 games. Watch out for number 9, Mr. Hockey finalist.
He's really effective skating and carrying that puck.
He's got it, has to deal with a stick. Gets tied up by Caleb Gunderson and is sent the other way.
Good changes by Grand Rapids. You see him every time they hit the red line. Whoever's got the puck knows just get it in, and they complete a change with 5. They've got their motor running today.
Yep, shot 7-1 Thunderhawks. Road has it. Gives it up to Laska. Wanted to go back to Road or get something towards the net. Instead, back to the point. Eckerly, catcher on the baseball team. He's going to play baseball at Utah. Now Grand Rapids back the other way. It's the Garski line. Out in front. The shot coming in the defenseman, Bauer Murphy.
That was a result of 3 short passes. Grand Rapids very effective thus far with the passing game.
Through center. Here come the Bears. It's Timmons now centering the line out there, and a change here for White Bear. Gives it up to Buto. Strongest player on the team and a great leader. But the Thunderhawks send it back to the way. It's Nathan Garski now. Gets it poke checked away. And stolen by Will Dilstead. Minnesota State Mankato recruits, and that one all the way down. And it's an icing, and we get our first break of the first period with Grand Rapids scoring 4:04 in to take a 1-0 lead.
At the heart of a community are people, and shaping the world has always been a team effort. As a design and consulting firm, WSB is proud to support the infrastructure needs of our communities.
What if there was a way to reveal all of your possibilities, to discover new options for your future? What if you could change your life and make a difference in others? Uncover your full potential. Show the world the best version of you. Open up new opportunities. See where you can go and what impact you can have. What if you could reveal a brighter future?
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all.
Again.
There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan.
Let's roll.
Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 in MAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
At WSB, we partner with our clients to solve our biggest infrastructure challenges. We're proud to support the communities where we live and work. Together, we build for tomorrow today.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by South Dakota State University. Build a better future with SDSU. Oh, we're talking past champions here in the Class AA. Brought to you by Blaze Credit Union. Blaze Credit Union, let's blaze your trail together.
And you see, 2017, Grand Rapids did win it 7 years ago, and we're looking for a new champion this year. Will it be one of these teams here tonight?
Well, they're poised, they're excited, they're ready to go. And Grand Rapids has the early lead, and they hold the zone. Gavin Forrest into the corner. Bears try to clear. Not yet out. Now it is. Here's Rode. And it comes to just offside. Timing out just a little bit there.
I want to tell you, years ago when Gretzky was playing, Jan Curry was on his line, and Gretzky still doubled his scoring, more than doubled his scoring. We got the same thing here with Rode. No matter what two line mates you put with him, their statistics, he was still double his scoring. It's just amazing the kind of year he's having. That's why he's up for Mr. Hockey.
57 points, 33 goals, 24 assists, leads him in all three of those categories. Like we said before, he is playing his best here at the end of the season. Absolutely on fire. 12 goals in his last 6 games. His brother plays at Bemidji State. He just won the McNaughton Cup, getting ready for the playoffs of the CCHA as the Thunderhawks come back, and it's in the glove of Leo Gabriel.
His brother's leading the scoring of Bemidji State, by the way, too. Here's the Mr. Hockey finalist. A lot of good players there. State continues to produce just tremendous talent. Just look at the guys in the NHL that play in the Minnesota State High School League. Amazing. I think there's 67 or something this year in the league. It's just wonderful to see the kind of ability we had coming out of this state.
The community-based model is very successful here in the state of Minnesota. Thunderhawks off a turnover, tried to center, pushed the other way by Rode, and Rode gets it for Stanius, and a shot and a save by Casey.
And a good shot by Stanius. He got it low to the far side. As you said, a good save by Casey. He had to get a glove on that and hold it. Excellent effort by Stanius. Good play by Rode, getting it up to him. Stanius is floating up high. He got away, and he got the shot good to the far side. Got a lot on it. The goaltender was just better than him on that exchange.
Buto will take the draw here for that second line with Timmins off to his left wing. Tyler Lalonde also out there for the Bears in this offensive zone draw, but it's won by Grand Rapids. William Shermone, the goal scorer. He scored his 6th earlier here this period, 1-0. Nearing 7.5 left in the first. One game away from completing the quarterfinal round here in the state hockey tournament. And then things heat up. Semifinal Friday tomorrow, bounced by the Thunderhawks the other way, and it'll be icing.
Well, Tom Chorsky said he saw Grand Rapids play in the Edina tournament. Even though they got beat, he said he was very impressed by them. And as he said earlier tonight, he assured him that he thought that they were going to fare very well in this state tournament, and they're doing that thus far. Still a long way to go, and we know White Bear has a lot to say about how this thing's going to end.
Nathan Garski leads them in goals with 17. Balanced scoring attack. Murphy is 12. Carlson 11. Brother Jacob Garski with 10. Puck here in the Grand Rapids zone, but White Bear gets to it first in the corner. Kept there to the doorstep. Villela. Good work there by Shermone. Good strong play here for Grand Rapids. Their centerman Gunderson comes up to the blue line. Shot gets blocked. Tipped out by the Thunderhawks Langlois. Bears pick it right back up. Across the line was Villela. Vinny gets it back, and a shot. Casey knocked it down. Then he finds it. We got some jousting going on.
Well, that was the best shift by the White Bear Lake Bears. that they've had tonight. And the reason why, they were aggressive on the forecheck and they were quick on the forecheck. They kept the pucks deep. They even got it back to the point the way they should have. The point shot did not get through. But that's what they have to do to be effective against Grand Rapids. They have to get to the puck, win battles along the boards, and create situations where they're going to get some clear shots.
Face off here by the Bears. They pull it back. Shot in front of the net, up to the point, held in Distad. Swung around, rode there, got a check, but the Thunderhawks get it up the center. And Grand Rapids backhands it in off the stick of Kyle Miller.
That was a great play by Miller, winning that battle on the boards and getting that puck out.
Miller known for his shot blocking. Ooh, that one deflected out in front. They're ready to corral it and play it the other way. Was Nolan Road. He flips it up ahead. Defenseman Distad and a shot for Casey. And again, he just slows it up, ends up in his glove, holds on.
Well, that was a good play by Casey, gloving that puck and holding on to it, because as that shot was coming from Stanius, Road was driving to the net, and there would have been an opportunity for a rebound. But a good play right there. Goaltender very wisely held on to it, as you see the forechecker coming right in front of him, looking for a rebound.
Chris Anderson, the coach of the White Bear Lake Bears in his first year. He played for St. Cloud State. That one looked like it found its way all the way through on the shot. Save needed again by Casey.
What a great play by Eckerly getting that shot through.
Back up to the point. Tanner Olson here for White Bear Lake. Gives it up to Stanius. Shot through in the corner. Waiting for it there. Eckerly, couple of goals in the section playoffs for the Bears. They call TCO Sports Garden up there in Vadnais Heights as their home rink. Grand Rapids comes back. They got a new roof on their arena. Quick shot left wing. Save. Rebound. Comes up the slot. And all the way back here. Garski's got it. That's Nathan, the younger of the brothers. Rung around and out of the zone.
I like the way he took a look. There was a lot of traffic in front, so he tried to get in the far side where the goaltender couldn't see the shot coming to, and just missed in the far corner.
Kyle Miller tries to make a move from the corner. Throwing his body in is Blake Eckerly for White Bear Lake. Out of the Suburban East Conference. Won that conference, beating out Stillwater and Cretin-Durham Hall. And the breakout here for the Bears. Up onto the stick of Tyler Lalonde. Casey finds it there, swings it around for Grand Rapids. The breakout pass to Duell off of his skates. Right back to the Bears in a 1-0 game.
Yeah, two of the Bears collided right at center ice. Unfortunately for them, it looked like Lalonde might have got hurt a little bit on that, and it just went off.
Dylan Buteau came off the bench. He's got it now. Comes down on the wing in the corner with Timmins following. Up to the point, calling for it is Distad. His shot through. Off of the rebound, back along the end wall. White Bear working hard for that puck. Maverick Timmins. Now Buteau, Timmins, Buteau. Shermone's in there for Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks have Salisbury finding it in his end. He'll headman it up ahead. Kyle Miller crossed the red line, dumped it in. Change here for the Hawks.
Well, we haven't had too many whistles this period. Good play. Both of these teams skating. They're moving the puck quickly. They're not taking any dumb penalties. It's been a good period of hockey this far.
Noah Norman overskated the puck, lost it. Now he gets it back. Low angle shot, saved Casey. That one trickled in the crease. But there to clean it up, Grand Rapids, and the clear.
He just lost it momentarily, but he did get enough of it to keep it out of the net.
Tanner Olson makes a nice move out of his zone, takes it all the way to the blue line, and that sails up off the mesh netting, protecting the band. And then as the whistle was blowing, we got bodies crashing into the glass.
Saved by Gabriel here, a big one for them.
Explore the wild, rugged beauty of Lake County, Minnesota. From the North Shore of Lake Superior to the pristine Boundary Waters Wilderness, infinite adventures await you. Visit lovinlakecounty.com for travel inspiration, itineraries, and guides to Minnesota's North Shore.
To educators, you're more than students.
Your soccer players, debate captains,
Swimmers, artists, runners,
and robotics engineers. We're so proud of you.
and the skills you learn in your extracurriculars.
Leadership, teamwork,
balance, and confidence.
So go ahead,
Run, throw,
dig deep, raise your voice,
play hard, and celebrate.
because you inspire us to cheer loud.
Congratulations to all the teams on a great season. Hockey moms, it's your turn for the win, and I'm sharing my skincare secret with you. Since I met the founder of Pour Moi on Twin Cities Live and saw her hands, I've been using it and loving it. The Hockey Moms Skin Saving Kit is how you score youthful, healthy-looking skin. It's affordable luxury skincare from France, especially formulated to work here in Minnesota's climate. And Pour Moi has a very special deal for you. When you order the kit, you save 60%. Get yours now.
Let's go to Aldridge Arena last week. Sell out in 7 minutes. Look at that crowd.
Wow. This is one of the best rivalries in all of high school hockey. And you see right here the pressure being put on, and Nolan Road putting that puck away. White Bear Lake getting 2 open net goals after that, and then 3-0 to be here tonight.
Yeah, up north, the rivalry is War Road and Roseau. You come to the Metro, East Metro, more specific, maybe the rivalry is White Bear Lake and Hill Murray, certainly. Used to play those games at the Coliseum at the State Fair for years and years in 4AA.
Wasn't the best place to watch them, but it was
great atmosphere, no doubt about that. Back to live action here. White Bear getting that puck in low. Kevin Laska, fast player. Had a big senior class last year, had to replace some of those players. 2 seniors and a junior on that top line. Stanius, Rode, and Laska. As the Bears go back behind their net, Tanner Olson, sophomore defenseman. All underclass defensemen here. There's 6 defensemen in the lineup tonight. Here's a turnover and a shot, and just went wide. Came back behind the net. And a good look by Nathan Garski off a turnover.
Good chance. You got to hit that net when you got a shot from there. That's dangerous. If you put that puck on the net, good things can happen.
Reversal over to Luca Roloff. Back behind the net, ready for it. White Bear Lake. They pick it off there. Olson skating to center, gets to the blue line, sends it in. Stopped by Casey. This goes all the way down.
The Garskis are the ones that can be the dangerous ones for Grand Rapids, and when they get in that zone like they did, they are extremely talented and create good opportunities for themselves.
Thunderhawks transitioning, good speed here by Forrest. Rattles it off one of those glass stanchions. Race for it in the corner. Distad gets to it, not out. White Bear player went down.
Look how fast the Grand Rapids is reacting to the puck there.
They're getting there quick.
That's why they're keeping White Bear off balance.
Yeah, they're getting to the puck before it gets to the White Bear Lake players, and they can't clear it right now. Up to the point there, Shermone. Shermone has the goal, made it 1-0 earlier this period, getting close to 90 seconds left in the first. 3-on-3 at neutral. They come in 3 abreast. And the Bears, nothing transpired there on the Timmins pass. Intercepted Thunderhawks. Bears back to their line. For Buteau. Leaves it for Timmins. Want to go back to Buteau. He was covered nicely. Now Buteau below the goal line. Timmins finds it. Tips it around. And the Thunderhawks will find it there. Not yet out. Held in. Timmins. With Stanius now out there with the partial line change up to the point. Wide of the net.
1 minute remaining.
This all happened just because they were right
1 minute.
out inside the blue line. The Grand Rapids team had the control of the puck and didn't get it out. And when you get close to that blue line like that, you got to make certain the puck goes out of the zone.
Under a minute left in the period. Nice move here by the Bears coming in. And it goes up and out of play. Tanner Olson with that zone entry there. Face-off will be in the Grand Rapids zone.
Both of these teams doing an effective job around their net. We haven't seen too many quality chances. Here's a rush by White Bears to see. And you're going to see a shot from a little ways out. Good opportunity there for Timmins coming across that blue line. Tried to put that shot in the upper corner and missed.
40 seconds left in the period. White Bear wins it. They get it out in front. Shot just wide by Will Distad. Has got a good shot. 6-foot junior. And low for Rode up the wing. And he goes back to a vacated point. He'll have to go back out to neutral and reset. That's exactly what the Bears do. They try the far side out to neutral. Chipped in Eckerly.
Well, you've got 13 seconds left. You got time to have a good rush.
Saucer up to Dathan Garski. Shot, pad, save. Got his own rebound. Sends it wide. Rebound Carlson. Up from the corner of the point. Final second of the period. And the shot gets knocked down before it makes it in on Leo Gabriel. And we have played one period here in this quarterfinal. Last one of the day. And it's Grand Rapids on the board first with the only goal of the first period. They lead at 1-0. Tom Hauser and Tom Chorsky will have them next on 45 TV.
We think buying a vehicle should be fun. We think servicing the one you have should be easy. We think supporting the community is our responsibility. At St. Cloud Subaru, this is what we believe, day in and day out. Your car is important, and our team will help you get excited about the vehicle you want, or quickly service the vehicle you already love. It's that simple. Join us now through April 1st for the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
St. Cloud Subaru, it's you.
I joined LiUNA in 2023 as an apprentice to start building my future. I knew that I was destined for the construction industry since age 13. I joined LiUNA just 2 days after graduation and went to work for a union contractor. Being a part of LiUNA gives me hope for a bright future with great pay, benefits, and training through the Labor's Apprenticeship Program. I'm building my future, and we're building a better Minnesota.
For career opportunities, visit buildthenorth.com.
Runners have something in common. We are uncommon. We don't give up. There is no quit. We have the drive to improve. Pace, speed, distance, time. We embrace the struggle. We push through the pain. We have something inside of us propelling us to go. Together, we run. Shields.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out. Design your door your way with our easy step-by-step design program. Or choose from our great in-stock selection. This steel door with top light is $339.99 after rebate. Elevate your living spaces with laminate flooring from Mohawk. It's durable and water resistant, making it perfect for active households. Get Splash Armor laminate flooring for just $169 per square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The White Bear Lake Superstore is a proud supporter of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
We would like to congratulate all the players, coaches, parents, and schools for all your hard work and dedication to get to the tournament.
White Bear Lake Superstore is Minnesota's hometown Buick GMC dealership for all your sales or service needs.
We have the perfect selection of vehicles for your hockey teams. Congratulations.
And good luck.
I'm with Wayne Peterson. He's the Minnesota Wild Senior Director of Community Relations and Hockey Partnerships. Wayne, thanks for joining us. And you brought a fairly large piece of hardware with you. Tell us about the Eveleth Trophy.
Well, we started this great tradition back in 2019 in celebration of the 75th anniversary of the Eveleth boys high school hockey team winning the first ever state title. And now it's become the Stanley Cup of Minnesota high school hockey. We present the trophy to each of the 4 state championship teams, 2 boys and 2 girls. Each team gets it for a month. Each player gets it for a day. It's been on Lake Minnetonka. It's been to grad parties. It's been up to the Canadian border and back. So it's got a lot of great stories.
One of the things we always talk about that the Minnesota Wild sponsors is the annual Leadership Summit. It's coming up this summer. Tell us about that.
We're excited to bring back the 8th annual Minnesota Wild Leadership Summit in June of 2024. It's a great day where we invite every boys and girls high school hockey captain and their coach to come to St. Paul for a day of leadership training. We have great speakers lined up. Last year, Darby Hendrickson, Minnesota Wild assistant coach, spoke. He was the captain at Richfield High School and captain for the Minnesota Wild. So they hear from great leaders like him and others. So it's a great day that everybody looks forward to.
Had such a blast watching Hockey Day a couple weeks ago in War Road. We know it's going to be in Shakopee next year, and you just announced where it's going to be in 2026.
Well, first of all, bringing Hockey Day to Warroad was fantastic. It's got to be in Hockeytown, USA. We're looking forward to bringing Hockey Day to Shakopee in 2025 in the grounds of Valley Fair. And now, as you just said, we just announced we're going to be in Hastings in partnership with the United Heroes League in 2026. This has become a huge event, second only to playing in the state high school hockey tournament.
All right, Wayne, always great to talk with you, and thanks as always to the Minnesota Wild, such a great partner for the tourneys on 45 TV.
Eureka! I've discovered a solar-powered machine that removes carbon from the Earth's atmosphere and transforms it into items humans use every day. This could be a big part of the climate change solution.
What is it?
It's a tree! I'm a genius.
The U.S. has ambitious clean energy goals. Here in Minnesota, we're uniquely positioned to lead this effort. Our state controls vital copper-nickel deposits, the largest in the world. Together, Minnesota and New Range can strengthen our nation. Let's take charge of our future, Minnesota. Support responsible mining. Visit newrangecoppernickel.com to learn more.
The 33 colleges and universities of Minnesota State offer students an affordable, supportive, and life-changing education. From working adults to career changers to high school students, you'll find your perfect fit at Minnesota State. And now, with the Minnesota State Promise, you're guaranteed the lowest tuition in the state. And you might even qualify for free tuition. That's an extraordinary education at an exceptional value. Learn more at minstate.edu.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
Have some drinks. It's a great time. We make sure everybody has what they need. I get this little guy ready.
We picnic.
It's what we do. It's what we do. It's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. How about them Saints?
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Tree Orthopedics. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by TRIA.
We have a one-goal game after one period of play here on our last quarterfinal game of the night. Grand Rapids, the Thunderhawks, 1-0 over White Bear Lake. White Bear Lake hasn't ever won a quarterfinal game. Probably the last thing what they wanted to do was fall behind 1-0 so it gets in their head. But these kids had nothing to do with those previous losses.
No, but you know it's probably in the back of their head. But I think in order to win that first game, they're going to have to clean up their own end a little bit, White Bear Lake is. And they looked like they were fumbling around a little bit in their own end. And then on the other side, Grand Rapids was a little more organized, and I think their defensemen, they've got a couple good defensemen. And, you know, they got off to a good start with that goal. A little bit of C&I, we'll look at that. But I don't think White Bear Lake has found their game quite yet.
And we do anticipate this being a close game. You got the number 4 seed against the number 5 seed. Those are generally pretty competitive games. Take a look at this.
Yeah, White Bear Lake had to be ready early, and this is the goal. This is where Jamison Duell had a good look at it, but then it got out to the point, and William Shimon fired it through traffic, and it found its way. Then we had a breakaway bid here by number 8. White Bear Lake, and he was unable to get it done.
Jack Stanius?
Yep, Stanius. And you know, another look at how Grand Rapids was putting on the pressure. So that's what I'm talking about, where White Bear Lake has to be better in their own end, clean some things up.
Tournament stats are brought to you by McDonald's, the owner-operators of Minnesota, Western Wisconsin, and Ironwood, Michigan. What do you see on the stats?
Well, I'm going to jump right down to face-offs, 12-1. That's pretty lopsided right there. So, but, you know, again, I don't think White Bears got into their game yet, so I'm going to be looking in the second period right away to see if they come out with a little more crisp passing, a little more better in their defensive zone, and see if they can get on the board.
I imagine the White Bear coaches are looking at that same stat and talking to their centerman about that. We'll be back as our coverage continues of the boys high school hockey tournament.
Adventure is more than just a word. It's a feeling, an experience, something we travel far and wide searching for, made up of small moments, taking the trip, catching the fish, or maybe just the perfect bite. It's time to get away to Lake Vermilion, Minnesota.
Don't wait. Save smarter with a 5.10% annual percentage yield 13-month certificate from Royal Credit Union. Royal's 5.10% 13-month certificate has no minimum opening balance and a locked-in rate for a guaranteed return on your investment. Open a 5.10% 13-month certificate at any Royal office or online at rcu.org/2024 certificates. Early withdrawal penalties could reduce earnings and principal. APY accurate as of 3/1/24. Insured by NCUA.
We're student gamers at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community for both competitive and casual gamers. We're learning broadcasting, digital marketing, and live stream technology, skills that translate to real-world job opportunities. Everyone wins. Be a Maverick. Learn more at mnsu.edu.
Because the air feels different this early. Because good enough isn't. Because the bench is colder to me. Because last one on the ice means more than extra laps. Because medals are meant to be earned. That's why I'm next.
Luther Auto, proud supporters of Minnesota youth hockey. Online at lutherauto.com.
We are Footprints on the Moon.
Live. Get ready to rock. Performing their greatest hits.
Play something we can dance to.
The Big Bang Theory.
Now on 45 TV at 6 and 6:30.
At noon, jump over to 45 TV for fresh news at a convenient time.
Catch up on everything that matters to Minnesotans, including your forecast first from your weather authority.
Enjoy your break with Eyewitness News at noon on 45 TV.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
It's fun to flash back with these teams that are returning to the state tournament and that state championship for Grand Rapids, their fourth. Win over Moorhead 6-3. Trent Platt, the head coach that year. Zach Stayskull, the netminder, backstopped into the championship. Players like Micah Miller, who went on to play at Division I, Blake McLaughlin, Gavin Hain. And look at that.
Yeah.
Love that helmet.
John Rothstein's brother Tom is one of the funniest guys I've ever heard in my life. Maybe Tom made it for him. I don't know. What a team. Quite a team that was, too, there.
Yeah,
a lot of good players with a history higher level than high school.
Chris Marinucci, of course, in Grand Rapids, looked great. Aaron Miskovich, Mr. Hockey from '97. Backup goaltender Ryder Miskovich is his nephew.
What a job Klatt did up there. It was great to see him come back and coach after having an excellent pro career. And right now, those guys are trying to bring one back again 7 years later.
Good start here for Grand Rapids, and we talked about some of the adjustments. Tom talked about some of the adjustments that Grand Rapids has to make here in the second period, Lou.
Well, both of these clubs right now, you know, pretty well know the other team. They played them one time. They've had a period now. They know what they want to do, but that's why you play hockey, because the other team's got to allow you to do what you want to do. And the key in this game is still checking. if you don't give the team much room to operate, if you check them, if you close your gaps, if you keep control of the puck, if you forecheck aggressively, those things are the things that turn everything, all the dials into your favor. We're going to see which team's able to do that in the next 2 periods.
White Bear Lake Bears, white uniforms. They wear the white as the 4 seed, the higher seeded team. They get the last change. Grand Rapids in the orange. And the Thunderhawks get it off of the draw to start the second period. Picked up by Stanius. They start that Nolan Road line. Into the goal line for the Thunderhawks. Swept back up. And Grand Rapids out to center. Jamison duel. In low along the end wall. Bears will battle for it there. Tanner Olson able to win the battle for the puck behind his net. He glides out to center. Little flip into the zone.
Big defenseman comes right down, makes the rush, and puts it deep. That's what you got to do.
Bauer Murphy. He's the one back there for Grand Rapids. Up off a stick. Jumping all over that is Kevin Laska. Gets it back deep in the Grand Rapids zone. Bears trying to get that puck deep. Nolan Road trying to go to work here. Backhands it back over across to the backside, and a very good look by Maverick Timmons, and a save made by Casey.
A good look and a good shot, and it all came about because of an excellent backhand pass by Nolan Road to start that play. You don't see a lot of people, a lot of kids making good backhand passes like Road did right there, and that's a key to being a good player.
Casey stops it behind his net, sweeps it around. Right there is Timmons to stop it, keep it in the corner here momentarily. Minute and a half into the second period. Tyler Lalonde comes out of a pile with it in on the goaltender Casey. Back to the corner. Behind the net, wraparound attempt comes off of Casey's pad by Dylan Buteau, and then ends up being cleared out the other way.
That line this game thus far for White Bears had some effective opportunities in the offensive zone. They're forechecking aggressively. They're taking the puck. They're controlling it. They're going to the net. They could have good things happen. They keep that up.
Thunderhawks regroup at their line. Pass by Salisbury to the far wing and then dumped in. Thunderhawks changing. Bears back the other way. Evan Newlander. He was cut last year, played junior gold. Back on the team this year, playing on the third line here in the state tournament.
Isn't that something? That's why you don't quit. You love to play the game. Don't give up. You never know when you're going to get an opportunity.
Yeah, even started on JV this year and got called up to the varsity. So it's been a real process for him. That line is out there. Newlander, Norman, and Villela for White Bear Lake. Puck poked out to center. Back to the Bears at their line. They'll play it ahead for the aforementioned Newlander. He centers it onto the stick of Norman, and he sends it wide. Norman gets it back, plays it to the point, but out of the reach of his defenseman by.
But this first 3 minutes, White Bears certainly has improved their forecheck. They're skating better. They're skating quicker. They've been much more effective than they were in the first period. They seem to be even more physical, throwing more checks like they did right there.
Grand Rapids leading. Shermone, the lone goal back in the first period. Shot from way out. Saved Casey. Not yet out. Gets to the line. Held in nicely by White Bear Lake. Laska was right there for the Bears. Grand Rapids will try the near side of the rink, and they do now break it back out. Bears pick up the puck at their line, get to the red line, flip it the other way off of the glove of the Thunderhawks Salisbury. Sophomore defenseman along with senior Bauer on their top pair. Salisbury tips it out to center along the red line. Right back comes Eckerly. He needs a step over the board, so he'll dump it in.
I think Chris Anderson, the coach, gives these guys a message, White Bear message at the end of that period.
Bears keep it in, and a shot through that just went wide. Distad sent that one, and Casey didn't see that until it was too late, but it was past him as it goes out of play.
I'm on Team Blaze.
I'm Team Blaze.
I'm on Team Blaze.
You're in a journey, and Blaze wants to be a part of that.
Go Blaze!
Go Blaze!
Go Blaze!
12:58 left second period. Grand Rapids 1-0. Here's that last chance for White Bear to tie it up.
Good opportunity right there. Just couldn't quite put it in. But White Bear has definitely played much better this period than they did at any time in that first period.
Thunderhawks to break out. Kyle Miller It's tangled up with Selski. They crash in along the end wall back behind Leo Gabriel. A lot of wall battles and puck battles here. Thunderhawks get back to this one here at neutral. Roloff. His father Todd, Uncle John, both played in the National Hockey League. One with the Capitals, the other with the Bruins. Back in low, below the goal line. In along that glass, that rattles. Throwing his body around is Nathan Garski, 180-pound sophomore, 6'1". He's got a good winger's body and not afraid to use it.
Neither of these clubs are afraid to use their body. We're seeing a great deal of body check in this period. They had a little bit in the first period, but I think each of them has decided that they're going to up the physicality of this game.
Hope check was Bauer Murphy in low angle shot. Buteau, easy save by Casey. He's up against the post. Thunderhawks fighting to try and clear it out. Roloff trying to do that. They go back behind the net. Murphy up to the line, not out yet. Now it is Roloff up to center. Off a skate, picked up, backhanded in. Gabriel stops it behind his net. A lot of free-flowing action here. It's been a while since we've had a whistle.
I was just going to tell you, it might be a tough getting commercials in this period.
They'll find a way. Up to the neutral zone. Now back into the Grand Rapids zone. Thunderhawks try that far side of the ice. It'll flip to the far side, losing his stick. He'll have to go in there, Gavin Forrest, without his stick to try and play it to get it to the point. Off a leg over to Salisbury and a shot in on Gabriel. There we get a whistle and he'll hold on, and we'll get a timeout here in the second period. Still 1-0 Thunderhawks.
For some of our patients, the goal is winning a national championship. But you just want your wrist pain to go away so you can skate for state. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat that broken wrist and help you recover so you can get back on the ice. When that happens, it feels like we all win. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by Trio.
JTR Roofing has got you covered from the roof on down with all your home exterior needs. You can always count on JTRRoofinginc.com. No gimmicks, just great work at a fair price.
Auto show season is here. Time to get in the driver's seat of your favorite Ford trucks. Whether it's for work.
TV are brought to you by the Canopy Group. Insurance made simple and easy.
Along with Lou Nanny, I'm Jim Erickson. The Grand Rapids band, one of the best in the state. They always bring it when they're at any state tournament, whether it's hockey, basketball, anything that Grand Rapids is involved in. They're well known and they're bringing it. Xylophone players really into it.
Great area up there. Great fishing area. Lake Pokemon. I was up there for a fish fry once. I loved it. These walleyes can't hide.
And don't forget the Julie Garland Museum. The Judy Garland Museum as you just come in on the south side of Grand Rapids.
I like Julie Garland.
Yeah.
I'm one of the only guys that I like Julie Garland.
Yeah.
I'm one of the only guys that still remembers her.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yes.
You were at the premiere of The Wizard of Oz.
You're right.
That puck gets dumped in at the side of the cage. And a nice cover there by Carter Casey.
Well, the White Bears got to continue to do what they've done thus far. Here we are, almost 17 minutes into the second period. In this period, they have certainly used their bodies more than they did in the first. It's been effective on their forecheck. It's allowing them to have some space and certainly some zone time and puck control, and they got to continue, especially the two guys up front. You know, the biggest guys up there are Buteau and Timmins, and they got to continue to do that.
Rode with a clean win off the faceoff. In low to Stanius. Tried to go back out in front of Rode. Now it does come out. Scrambling. Another lost stick, this time by Casey. And Rode was down there digging for the puck, but Casey covers it up.
How many times have we seen the goaltenders today lose their sticks? This is easily the most I've ever seen that I can recall. We had at least 5 in one game.
Are they teaching goaltenders now if you have to get rid of your stick to grab a puck to cover it and corral it in to let it go?
I wouldn't think so.
No. But we've seen a lot of that. Up to the blue line, wrist shot blocked by traffic by the Bears defenseman Blake Eckerly. Going to go play baseball at Utah and zigzag at the line. Thunderhawks come in offside. Little bump there after the whistle.
That time it was just a little too quick for the forward. Usually I say don't make the move before the blue line, but that time the wing was at least 3-4 feet offside before the centerman even got to the blue line with the puck. You gotta put in your mind, we don't go offside. Just keep telling yourself we don't go offside. And there might be instances where you can't stop it at the last second and your line mate makes a move in front of the blue line, but usually if you have that mentality, you don't go offside as much.
What's the percentage of offsides that are easily preventable?
I'd say a high percentage.
Yes. 3-on-2 here. Grand Rapids can hurry. White Bear getting back defensively, and that shot was immediately blocked. Nathan Garski let one fly, never made it in on Gabriel, but it stays deep in the White Bear zone. Under 10 minutes left to go, second period. One slides past through the Bears, back to the Thunderhawk zone. They'll go back and get it. Bauer Murphy. Bumped, picked off. Stanius ends up carrying. He gets taken out of the play into the corner. Goes down hard, gets up. Rides into the snow. Now D to D here for White Bear from the point. Blocked before it ever made it in on Casey. And the Thunderhawks get it out to center. Gloved and dropped by the Bears. Flipped over to Villela. He'll come in. His shot gets blocked. Getting in the way was Murphy. Murphy then gets to it along the end wall. He'll help it around for Nathan Garski. Back out to neutral.
Both of these teams are blocking a lot of shots. We'll say that.
Back in low here for Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids has 11 blocks here already, and we're not even to the midway part of the game.
Boy, they definitely hit. Stopped a lot of them. Prevented any shots on net like that. It's really, really good. As we see that, you're going to see some physicality right here. He's going to take a check, but you take a check to make a play, and after that check, even though it was delivered there by Roloff, Stanius fought along the boards. The puck does come back, and they maintain, White Bear maintain control in that play and had a shot towards the net. Take a check to make a play if you have to, but make certain you make the play.
Duel, the sophomore, in that second line for the Thunderhawks, working for it here along the wall, and it comes free though to the Bears. White Bear Lake bringing it back. Noah Norman to the corner, right through the crease out in front of Casey. Back to the net, out in front. Well covered by the Thunderhawks. There were 3 of them defending in front of their net. And it's several rows up and out of play. Tried to chip it off the glass, but they got it to the shorter glass, not the high glass.
I'm glad the high school league doesn't have that NHL rule where that would have been delay a game penalty. Sometimes, I know there's been occasions when you're under a lot of pressure. That's why the NHL put it in. But 95% of the times it's inadvertently done, and it's a penalty. I don't like that rule.
They deter it in college hockey by, it's not a penalty, but if you do it, you're not allowed in the defensive zone. You're not allowed to change.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, even that's much better.
Thunderhawks in below the goal line. Grand Rapids coming back the other way. They've got that 1-0 lead. They're nursing that lead. Gavin Forrest leading the charge the other way. Coming in across the line for the Thunderhawks. Defenseman Shimon swung it around, waiting for it there. Gunderson got past him. Bears find it at the near half wall. They face a double team. A nice job Eckerly coming out of that pile with it. Now Lalonde, where's number 40 here for the Bears? Backpedaling again for White Bear, out to center, intercepted, backhanded by Kyle Miller, who is a shot blocker. He probably has a few of those 11 block shots here for the Thunderhawks. Other one banked off the wall, no icing. Bears back to get it. Freewheeling here, play in the second period. Tanner Olson pushed up ahead for Buteau. A little too far, picked off by the Thunderhawks. They send it the other way. Tip, no icing, will continue.
Oh, that surprised me, the no icing, but I don't think that this is going to be a 1-0 game at the end. Even though right now we're not seeing any quality chances, we're seeing some mistakes in the defensive zone, and eventually those will cost you.
It's been more of a chess match here in the second period. Give and take. Thunderhawks come up with it. Quick one-time shot that ends up going wide. Kind of ballooned there on the shot by the defenseman Murphy. Up to the point. Shot by Roloff. That is on net. with some good authority and pushed away by Gabriel. Puck up to the line. Is it held in? Yes, it is by Murphy. Thunderhawks free to attack. Bears get to it first. Swept up and out, down the ice, and icing with Will Distad sending that puck down, and will rejoin Leo Gabriel in his zone here for the Bears.
Well, and usually you say you don't want to take ices. Then you wanted to take an icing. You had White Bear under a lot of pressure. They were in their zone a lot, running around, couldn't get control of the puck. And you don't have to worry about not being able to change lines in high school hockey. You could change your people. So that was a good icing to take and get some fresh players out there.
Bears 27-1, 20 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie entering here today for their first-year head coach, Chris Anderson. And the Bears have it. They're 2-on-2 at the line with Stanius. Road going to the net. They tried to get it there. Off the deflection in the corner, 2 Thunderhawks collided, but they're able to recover, and they bring it out to center. Murphy having it momentarily. Now the Bears chip it in.
Both these clubs have had a collision where 2 of their players have gone down here today.
Murphy swept up. Out to center. Long rink-wide attempt. Trying to find it to roll off. Now they do come down the slot with Nathan Garski. Getting a look in there. Shot though. Puck ended up wide. Big check. Open ice there in the White Bear zone. Bears come back the other way. Stanius got turned around at the Thunderhawk line. It's set all the way down. Once again in low. Bears to it first. Helped around by Distad. That'll slide back out to neutral. Thunderhawks track it down. Duel changes directions. Comes in. Sees a bunch of white shirts. Goes into the corner waiting for some reinforcements.
Good play by him. You're exactly right. Yeah. Made a good play there. Wait until he got some help.
Nearing 5 minutes left in the second period. It's Stanius the other way. Pass up ahead, just out of the reach. Trying to get it to Distad again. Now tipped up, 1-on-1 the other way with the Thunderhawks on the attack. Coming in on the right wing, forced wide, shot by Drennan. Stick on the ice. Here's Drennan again. Drennan's all over the place. Low angle shot, saved Gabriel.
He didn't quite see his line mate coming late from the blue line in the slot area, or he'd had a wide open shot, but at least Drennan got a shot on net. And that's okay to get a shot on net, that's for sure.
Gunderson has it. Whips it to the opposite side. Garski trying to track it down for Grand Rapids. Bears trying to help it out of the zone. Salisbury keeps it in. Hits the end wall, then the back of the net. Clock ticking here in the second period in a 1-0 Grand Rapids lead. They have the shots edge 16-12. 4:10 left in the period. And they maintain the zone up to the point. Murphy in low, tapped around. Jacob Garski. Roll off, loads one up and shoots it off the corner. Rides the shelf, held in at the point by Murphy. And it goes back below the goal line for the White Bear Lake Bears. They haven't been out of their zone here in a while. Looks like they'll have a chance here. Noah Norman motors through neutral. Comes into the corner. Takes a bump by Roloff. Lost his stick and the puck. And the Thunderhawks push it back, but overskating the puck was Murphy. Picked off Bears. Looking to center Norman. Up to the point with a shot. Hits traffic. Back through the slot. And Eckerly for the Bears backs up just a little bit. Sends it in the corner. Dylan Buteau. Newlander to the point. All working on the left wing. That pass back to Eckerly was off a skate. Bears get it back and they fire it from outside the circle. And the save by Casey. It is still a 1-0 game and a physical battle here between the teams in orange here on 45 TV.
The 33 colleges and universities of Minnesota State offer students an affordable, supportive, and life-changing education. From working adults to career changers to high school students, you'll find your perfect fit at Minnesota State. And now, with the Minnesota State Promise, you're guaranteed the lowest tuition in the state. And you might even qualify for free tuition. That's an extraordinary education at an exceptional value. Learn more at minstate.edu.
To educators, you're more than students.
Your soccer players, debate captains,
swimmers, artists, runners,
and robotics engineers. We're so proud of you.
and the skills you learn in your extracurriculars.
Leadership, teamwork,
balance, and confidence. So go ahead, run, throw,
dig deep, raise your voice,
play hard, and celebrate.
because you inspire us to cheer loud.
The cost of everyday items has gone up dramatically over the years, electricity being the exception, powering your day and life. That's the value of electricity.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Chuck Ells, and that means it's time for the Xfinity Mobile Fan Cam.
And Xfinity Mobile Fan Cam tonight brought to you by Xfinity Mobile, a different kind of network designed to save you money.
We have to thank all those fans for the way they dress, so we have some real fun pictures to look at.
Yeah, easy for the camera, the mobile fan cam, to find the fans for each team, each school, because they're color coordinated and easy to find.
Well, here we are. We got 29 shots, 16 for Grand Rapids, 13 for White Bear, but we really haven't had quality saves, opportunities, except right now.
Selski wraparound off of Casey. Just as you say that was a tight wraparound chance. And Casey makes the save.
They heard me when I said we're going to have to cancel the save of the game because we haven't had any.
Kyle Miller carries it in for Gavin Forrest. Couldn't hold it in. It'll be icing.
Well, each of these clubs this period have had 3, 4, 5 minutes in a row where they put on great pressure, strictly through their forecheck, puck control, and wouldn't let the other team out of the zone. And it just seems any real good chances. We just had a little one over there, but even then you're coming on the short side, and the goaltender, if he just stays in his position, he's not going to give you anything.
You could probably add up the grade A chances for both teams, and it'd be in single digits. It'd be less than 10.
Yep. And that's a good checking game. That's why you got to credit these two teams for doing that.
A little bit of the old-time hockey here tonight for White Bear Lake.
Penalty coming.
And Grand Rapids. There's the delayed penalty. It's going to be coming up on Grand Rapids. Empty net. White Bear delayed penalty. Will be our first penalty of the game. With just over 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Bears will retreat. They'll recoil and reset back behind the net. Looking up ice. Here comes Eckerly. And his pass is intercepted, touched, and that'll end it here. Seth Carlson. Interference here against Grand Rapids.
Yep. You see it right there. One thing you don't want to do when you pull that goaltender out in a delayed penalty is take that puck back by your own net in front of your net, because if inadvertently the guy just slaps the blade but he doesn't hit the puck ends up in the net. We had one goal scored this year past actually to their own net in the NHL. And it happens not too often, really infrequently, but it's happened.
And you've seen teams put it in their own net too.
That's what I'm talking about.
In that scenario.
2 minutes for interference.
Bears in low. First power play for either team here tonight. White Bears power play at 22%. That's 8th among the AA schools. Quick shot block. Comes right back. And ready for it is Casey Boyd. He tracked that puck well as it came right in on the stick of Stanius off of that leg deflection.
And Grand Rapids really haven't been dangerous killing the penalty. They've only got 2 short-handed goals this year. We've seen much higher numbers in the 3 previous games tonight, or today. Some as high as 8 with Edina.
Centennial at double digits too. Could be some carryover into the third period. 7-second differential between the game clock and the penalty clock. Here's Rode coming in. Shot knocked down off the glove. Picked off here by Grand Rapids. They'll push it shorthanded with Jacob Garski getting to the line. Garski throws it in, and Gabriel will play it safe because his brother Nathan Garski was bearing down on Gabriel, so that'll force the face-off.
You have to face off deep, and you got to win this one. When you're White Bear, you don't have a lot of time. You still got 1:15 to go in the period, but in the penalty, you got 1:23. You want to win faceoffs and get up ice as quick as you can. You don't want to be killing 15 seconds in your own zone. And an offside on the power play is not the thing to do. Maintain your composure. Maintain your ability to stay on side, think the play, and get in the zone correctly.
Bears get to the face-off. Look back up the other way. Nylander swings it around. Stop by Road. Up to the point. Back to Road. He squares up in the middle for Stanius. Panned on the shot. Only sprawling Thunderhawk got a stick on it, Gavin Forrest, and they're able to play it up out to center with Roloff getting to the blue line and getting that puck deep. 2 new penalty killers here for Grand Rapids. 42 seconds left in the second period. Power play here for White Bear Lake. Here they come in with a shot again blocked off of the skates. Off the Evan Nylander shot. In the corner. Kept in. Road glides down. Backhand feeds it to the wing. Out of the reach, though. He's looking for Distaff. And now cleared.
Good penalty kill thus far from Grand Rapids, not giving White Bear any opportunity in the scoring areas, keeping everything on the outside.
Road reaches for it, comes across, loads it up, shot, stick goes flying, and that deflects out of play.
I want to tell you, we watch right here, you might go check right there, but you might take a look at how many times we've seen today people lose their sticks beside goaltenders. Somehow, some reason why, they're not able to hold on to their sticks. You know, when you're holding the stick, you got to have control. You lose that, you're in trouble.
Good point. This will go all the way down. Of course, off of the penalty kill, we get the horn. 7 seconds will remain on the White Bear Lake power play to start the third period. And still 1-0. That Shimon goal from 4:04. 4:04 into the game. It stood up so far, Lou.
Shouldn't be a surprise. They had a 2-0 game when they played each other earlier this year. And right now you're 1-0 Grand Rapids. White Bear won 2-0. Shots are basically even 17-16. Key is their quality chances aren't numerous. They haven't had too many either team. So when you're not giving up chances, you're not giving up goals, you get the kind of game we have right now. They still have a period to go here to affect a big change, but we'll see if they can. It's been a real good period for each of the clubs as far as forechecking goes. They've created opportunities to have pucks in the zone, but they haven't created opportunities to have quality shots.
It's a very, very tight game. Just a 1-goal game with a trip to the semifinals against top-seeded Edina on the line. 1-0 Thunderhawks. We'll hear from Tom and Tom when we come back on 45 TV.
John and Matt McQuillan are brothers and fifth-generation owners of McQuillan Home Services. The McQuillan brothers are really good at fixing furnaces.
I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves, baby.
But really bad at hockey. For a very limited time, furnace tune-ups are only $49 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
This Medical Minute is being brought to you by Health Partners and Park Nicollet.
As a parent, your performance in the stands or on the sidelines is just as important as what your child does in competition. Parents experience a lot of emotions while watching their kids play sports. But keep in mind that kids are watching us as examples of how to cope with competition, frustration, and stress. Here are a few helpful tips. Try and focus on your child's effort rather than the performance. Remind your child that it's okay to be disappointed after a loss. Minimize pressure by not comparing your child to teammates or siblings. Focus on the positives and avoid criticism. And remember, a positive parent-child relationship is more important than sports. For more information, visit healthpartners.com.
This Medical Minute was brought to you by Health Partners and Park Nicollet.
Adventure is more than just a word.
It's a feeling, an experience. The trip, catching the fish, or maybe just the perfect bite. It's time to get away to Lake Vermilion, Minnesota.
The White Bear Lake Superstore is a proud supporter of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
We would like to congratulate all the players, coaches, parents, and schools for all your hard work and dedication to get to the tournament.
White Bear Lake Superstore is Minnesota's hometown Buick GMC dealership for all your sales or service needs.
We have the perfect selection of vehicles for your hockey teams. Congratulations.
And good luck.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Rainy Lake, north of the Twin Cities, gateway to Voyageurs National Park, and your destination for snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, ice fishing, and more.
We're back at the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. A tight game, no goals in that period. It remains 1-0 in favor of the Thunderhawks of Grand Rapids. We expected a close game, number 4 against number 5, and it's living up to the billing.
Yeah, and I just noticed in the second period that Luka Roloff and Bauer Murphy, the defenseman for Grand Rapids, number 7, number 14, logging a lot of minutes and doing a great job. They are two very good defensemen. They're big, they're strong, so they defend well, but they move the puck out, they jump in the play, and so they're giving White Bear a lot of headaches. But, you know, Salisbury and Shimon, too, are also filling in when they need to. But watch for those guys. Bauer got a penalty, and that was a good opportunity for White Bear Lake to capitalize when their best defenseman from Grand Rapids is in the box, but they failed to do that. But
they'll have a few seconds left on that when we start the next period, but good goaltending on both sides, too. Let's take a look at action from earlier in the day. Chanhassen dominated Rochester Century, John Marshall, behind the goaltending of Cam Henderson.
Yeah, and Kyle Appy on the other end here was under a barrage, right? Chanhassen, obviously, a very strong team. 16 skating seniors on that team, so they're hungry. And they got past a very good Minnetonka team who was undefeated in 44 games, so Chan was coming hard today.
And no shortage of hair dye by that Chanhassen team as well. So you can see Chanhassen advanced 7-0 over Rochester Century John Marshall. And then we had another thrilling game. This was the second quarterfinal game of the day. Cretin-Durham Hall with a big comeback.
Yeah, that's the cardiac kids. They're starting to be like, and getting late starts is Cretin-Durham Hall. But there you see Chuck Owens getting their second goal, and that was a big one for them. Good bounce off the crossbar, and then here they come with they've got their Selly system down to a T, and there's the game-winning overtime goal buried for Cretin-Durham Hall, and they found a way to get it done.
And they were down 3-0, came back to win 4-3 in double overtime. Could we be headed to overtime in this game? I don't know. We got a third period yet to play.
Right here in Minnesota, we're positioned to lead the future of America's clean energy security. New Range can secure the right critical minerals, leveraging Minnesota's existing skilled workforce and mining infrastructure. America needs these minerals to meet decarbonization goals and strengthen domestic supply chains. Minnesota's position as a world leader in sustainable mineral resource development starts right now. Support responsible mining in Minnesota. Visit newrangecoppernickel.com to learn more.
What if there was a place where you could feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself?
A place where you can make connections. A place to build smarter and improve our world.
A place to lead your own way.
At the University of North Dakota, you'll find your community and become the leader the world needs.
To educators, you're more than students.
Your soccer players, debate captains,
Swimmers, artists, runners,
and robotics engineers. We're so proud of you.
And the skills you learn in your extracurriculars.
Leadership,
teamwork,
balance, and confidence. So go ahead, run,
throw,
dig deep, raise your voice, play hard, and celebrate.
Because you inspire us to cheer loud.
Eureka! I've discovered a solar-powered machine that removes carbon from the Earth's atmosphere and transforms it into items humans use every day. This could be a big part of the climate change solution.
What is it?
It's a tree! I'm a genius.
Have some drinks. It's a great time. We make sure everybody has what they need. I get this little guy ready.
We picnic!
It's what we do. It's what we do. It's what we do.
It's what we do!
It's what we do. How about them Saints?
We had one goal in the first period, none in the second. Grand Rapids maintains a 1-0 lead because of great goaltending on both sides.
Yeah, there's a couple good looks. That was Maverick Timmons from White Bear getting a good look, but Casey was up to the task. Here's some shots coming in from Grand Rapids, right in the blue paint there. Casey's got to be on the ball again. He's been sharp tonight. No relation to John Casey, but he's playing like him. Here's another bid wraparound from White Bear. So, White Bear's been knocking on the door a little bit. They just got to get that first one to break the goose egg and get them on their way.
Yeah, because the shots are very close, very even. Tournament stats brought to you by McDonald's owner-operators of Minnesota, Western Wisconsin, and Ironwood, Michigan. The face-offs have gotten a little better.
A little better. The scoring chances, I feel like we saw that many scoring chances just in that package.
Yeah, I think so. All right, well, we've got an exciting third period just ahead. Stay with us here on 45 TV.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
Purple Daily is the most fan-friendly and interactive show in Minnesota sports, and you guys, Vikings fans, drive the content.
I want the general manager of the team that I follow, and Vikings fans, don't you want your general manager to explore all feasible options to make your team better?
Vikings fan 47, they're waving the flag here. They're waving the flag, Phil.
Cousins, when it comes to Hunter, and ultimately Justin Jefferson as well.
Find Purple Daily on YouTube, the SKOR North mobile app, or at skornorth.com.
At Integris, we safeguard and empower businesses by providing full-scale, comprehensive IT support and solutions. Integris offers comprehensive managed IT services, empowering your business, dedicated cybersecurity experts, protecting your business, tailored IT consulting, aligning your technology to meet your business goals, and scalable cloud and network services, elevating your team. To find out more, head to our website at integrisit.com.
$1,000 money. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
My husband and I moved to Minnesota 15 years ago now, and we've never looked back. This is our home. We love the people. There are so many different stories to tell, and I would love to share them with you tomorrow morning on Channel 5.
Tips from the Nerd's Guide to Fitness. Remember to cool down.
Surprised you wanted to go to a sports bar, Sheldon.
Look at this blister. Like it or not, we're athletes now.
The Big Bang Theory.
Weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on 45 TV.
You're speechless. You're happy for the community. You're happy for everybody. I'll tell you one other thing. This year, it was a grind. Everybody knows what's happened early in the season with our buddy Adam. Davey's dad's been with us the whole way. And
he helped us tonight in his home rink. So huge thing.
Grant Clafton there, head coach of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, talking about Adam Johnson, who died in a tragic on-ice incident playing in England. Former Hibbing Blue Jacket, there he is in the 2011 tournament, a natural hat trick against Hermantown in the semifinals. Hermantown did win that game 6-4. But what a play there. And of course he was at Hibbing. He went to UMD, played in the NHL, and was very good friends with Grant Clafton. Grant spoke at his memorial service after that incident in England back on October 28th. He touched a lot of people. A lot of people remember Adam Johnson very, very fondly. And you could see the emotions there after the double overtime section championship win over Andover for Grant Clafton. All right, we're getting ready for the third period here. 17 minutes up on the board. Shots even. Game almost even. 1-0. Grand Rapids nursing the lead here, with the Bears getting the draw and dumping it in. In low shot off of the goaltender. Casey in good position there. Hit him up high. Bears back to work in low on the near wing. Up to the point. Held in Eckerly towards the net. Will the Bears be able to break through here? Holding the zone, Stanius. Thunderhawks back out, and they hammer it down.
Had a little change in the line there, putting Stanius up there with Timmins and Buta.
Bears now come 6-on-4 if they can hurry it up. Dumped in by Olsen. Back in for Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks spreading it out. Now they put it right onto the stick of Nathan Garski. Garski gains the offensive zone. Leo Gabriel will cradle that and will get a draw.
Well, you saw in the statistics before how many face-offs White Bears won. They won one down in the zone there early in the period here and kept a lot of pressure on. If they continue to win those face-offs, that's going to give them more puck control and going to give them some opportunities. They got to get some opportunities in the offensive zone, but they seem to go in spurts when they get in there. 2 or 3 minutes they go hard. They got a lot of control. You got to get something on the net in dangerous scoring positions.
Laska against Nathan Karski here on this faceoff. And the Bears find a way to get a stick on it. They'll come the other way. Bears are in white. Thunderhawks are in the orange with black shoulders. All it takes is one here for White Bear Lake to tie it up. They're trying to get going. Timmins comes away with it, and a Thunderhawk riding on him. And here comes Grand Rapids back. Garski again. It's Nathan over on the left side. Shot towards the net. Into the corner. And that hustles out of the zone. Speaking of hustling, it's Timmins trailing Laska. Thunderhawk goes down. Timmins stays up. Battle ensues. And the Thunderhawks will find it there with Murphy.
Well, Timmins was out there for a while.
Yeah, that was a long shift for him.
Yeah.
Shot through, deflected wide. Roll off that time. Rebound Bears. Backhanded out by Norman. For the neutral zone. Shy of the blue line, though. Thunderhawks go blue line to blue line, then it comes back into their end. Roll off again. Up and over. Dumped in Shermone. Everything out on the perimeter. Everything around the wall.
Yeah, continually.
Falling down there for the Bears, the defenseman Driscoll. He has to get back up. And then he crashes in along the end wall. Thunderhawk, they're tied up as the puck comes back to center. Sent the other way by the Bears. Norman. And the whistle this one down, makes contact with the bench with 14-17 left. Just underway, third period, 1-goal game.
I'm trying to see why we haven't seen a lot of ice right now by Nolan Road. You know,
here he comes.
Yeah, you're down one, and 3 minutes have gone already, and he hasn't had a lot of ice time, but that's good. He switched the centers on the line, it seems now.
Yeah, Rode now with Buteau on his wing. Shot all the way through, then it hit the referee. Quickly off the goaltender, Casey. Then it came back in on him, and the puck was there shortly and momentarily for a rebound. Thunderhawks send it back down. And the Bears go back. Tanner Olson got as far as the near side. Then he was denied by Grand Rapids. Getting in the way was Gavin Forrest. Still not out. Now it does pop out. Thunderhawks back to their line.
But Tanner Olson, he displayed some really good skating coming around the net and was able to lose the forechecker crossing over to that side.
Bears have Gabriel stopping it behind the net. Buteau sends it through center, a little too far for Stanius. Rode is there. He got bumped off the puck, picked up Thunderhawks. Grand Rapids across the line. They have it. Bodies get in the way of that. Intercepted Bears. Back to center. Jacob Garski. Back for Murphy. And the pass ahead goes up and out of play.
Yeah.
For some of our patients, the goal is hoisting the trophy, but you just want to hoist your grandkids. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat that knee so you can be there to lift them up.
All right, Grand Rapids ready for this draw. They're going to take it right to the center dots. It's like we started the period, even though we're almost 4 minutes in. 1-0 Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks. Short, quick passing, quick rhythmic passing here. Jacob Garski down low. Up to the point, back to Garski. Nathan Garski and Jacob Garski, the two brothers, make a nice tandem on that line. Shot, rebound, oh, and an open net, and Nathan Garski sailed it up high. It's hard to tell from here what kind of amount of the net he had to work with. Back come the Bears. In comes Laska, and a shot off the end wall.
It looked like he had a lot to work with.
It sure did from here.
Goodness.
And it looked like it either just missed wide or went high, and it ends up being back to the Bears in front of their net. White Bear Lake, Lake Eckerly. Bouncing to the center circle. Laska comes across, takes a shot, stick save Casey. Rebound thrown right back behind the net. Off of the stick of Noah Norman.
They are definitely switching up these lines a bit. You know, when you look at it, I'm sure that Chris Anderson's done that before, but he's given them a different look this period than he did before, trying to get some offense going.
Yeah, trying to create something. Shot from the point, sails over the glove of Casey. Not yet out, held into the point. Eckerly back behind the net, below the goal line. Both clubs reaching for it. Getting to it is the Thunderhawks' Nathan Langlois, 6-foot senior. Up to the line, tipped out, back to the red line. Bears quickly get it back and off a skate. Thunderhawks push it back. Salisbury. Bears get it right back. Teams exchanging possession basically between the blue lines. Picked up again in the center circle. This time it's Grand Rapids circling around Langlois. Dumps it in so they can get a change.
Well, when you got the lead, you don't mind playing the game in neutral zone.
No, not at all. And they get to it here, touch it, and roll off, dumps it back in, forcing White Bear Lake to retrieve. Having some trouble, they get a turnover, and the shot is in on Gabriel. On a nice look off the turnover, Grand Rapids chasing Duel. And we'll have a face-off in the White Bear zone, and we come back in a one-goal game.
Men and a junk truck, we can remove your things so you have room to dream.
When you need that boost, they're there. They're standing for the entire hockey game. You don't have to be a historic hockey fan to love Michigan Tech hockey. It's a win every night for the people in attendance. Everybody who comes through our program is a member of the Michigan Tech hockey family. This community understands what hard work's about. To be part of something bigger than yourself, the students and Pep N, they mean more than you could possibly imagine.
Because the air feels different this early. Because good enough isn't. Because the bench is colder to me. Because last one on the ice means more than extra laps. Because medals are meant to be earned. That's why I'm next.
Luther Auto, proud supporters of Minnesota youth hockey. Online at lutherauto.com.
It's more than a move. It's a new job for her. A new baseball team for him. And for Badger, it's a new yard with more room to roam. It's more than a move, and we're more than a truck.
Inside the net, Zajac feeds the near point. Randy Keeger across the point to Brinkus. He scores! Brinkus with his second goal of the game on the power play, and that comes at 15:22.
And the final score, 7-2. Mariner winning it, and now a great job. 4 games, 8 teams. I think he missed a player all day.
White Bear Mariner. So White Bear Lake, the town, the area has got a championship, just not White Bear Lake High School. Going back to the early 1980s. Another St. Paul Civic Center memory.
Look at this line. You got 5, 9, and 11. You know what that is? That's Norman, Buteau, and Rode. So he is looking for something here.
Looking for chemistry, looking to jumpstart his club here. All they need is one to tie it up.
By the way, that with Nathan Garski, we were wondering what happened to that puck. He hit the goal pipe. Boy, he's going to be thinking about that if they don't have a good result here tonight. The net was wide open.
Roloff gets to it, sends it back into the corner. Big check delivered by Gavin Forrest. Just out of the reach here, the Bears Distad. Can he track it down? He does. Helps it up the wall. Not out. Backhanded Buteau now out. But they'll throw it right back in. Nice job by Shermone. His father was a state champion at International Falls in the Broncos in the mid-90s. Now the Bears move it in. 2-on-2. Nice little move by Stanius. Brings it in on the backhand and finds Casey, and Casey finds the puck and holds on again.
Great burst of speed by Stanius coming down, and he just seemed to have another gear when he got to the defenseman. Right here it goes, comes to the short side, tries to get a backhander in there, but good effort by him. Goaltender just played the position perfectly and didn't give up anything.
Tight one here tonight at the XL Energy Center. Just one goal on the board. Bears winning the face-off. Shot in, Casey into the corner and picked up. Thunderhawks. Little backdoor feed for Garski. Gets it, centers it. Wide open look for Carlson. Save Gabriel.
And boy, both these clubs, we were talking about no real good chances earlier in this game. We certainly have had in this period.
That was one of the best ones right there, and that's going to be our save of the game, brought to you by New Range Copper Nickel. Safe, responsible, respectful.
And that is a legitimate save of the game from the doorstep, and you better put those away the way this game is so tight. Excellent save by Gabriel.
Yeah, pressure on the defense and the goaltender for White Bear Lake, Leo Gabriel. Scoring's a premium in a game like this. You can't give up another one and fall behind 2-0. Bears bring it around. Waiting for it there was Lalonde, but he got bumped. Not yet out of the zone. Now it is. Kicked in the center circle. Grabbed back by Timmons. With Lalonde trailing up to the line. Picked off by the Thunderhawks. Carried out Gunderson. Gunderson with a pass ahead in the zone. Drennan and Gunderson trailing. Drennan ends back up with it behind the net, but he's going to get tangled up with Olsen.
Olsen's made a lot of good plays here tonight.
Olsen back up to center. 2-on-2 at the Thunderhawk line. That's offside.
Just the hair, and you've got to contain yourself. You've got to make certain you get the puck in the zone. That was a good opportunity for them. If they just get the zone, those offsides are costly, and they're preventable.
Yeah, and yeah, we said that, and very preventable there, and it just kind of saps any of your momentum coming in.
You wait all game to get like a 2-on-1 at that blue line.
Thunderhawks to retrieve with Luka Roloff, junior defenseman. Up ahead, stick was tangled. Penalty coming up here on White Bear Lake. That was a hook up around the shoulder.
Do you really think it was a hook?
I don't know. I might have to take a look at the replay to convince myself.
It looked like he was doing a dance on the ice. He couldn't get free. Oh.
He looked like one of those vaudevillian artists where they pulled him off the stage with the big hook.
Look, it's under the arm, and he can't get the stick on the guy. That is one of the funnier ones that I've seen. Oh, boy.
Oh, big penalty here. Grand Rapids getting the power play. Getting a chance here, leading at 1-0. Critical penalty kill for White Bear Lake. Their penalty kill coming in 89%, second in the tournament in Class AA.
Well, White Bears had 5 short-handed goals, and now's the time to try and get an opportunity. If you get the puck and you have a chance to goal, you got to go.
How timely would that be? This is the first power play for Grand Rapids. Both teams have had a power play. White Bear 0 for 1 on their one opportunity. Garski, cross ice pass, just out of the reach of Murphy, goes back to get it, lost it to Stanius, who slaps it down.
You got to really be sure about that cross ice pass through the seam there. It's got to get through perfectly. If it doesn't, that's what happens. It goes wide off the boards, the puck's down the ice. Yes, you got a good scoring chance if you could make the pass, but you better be sure about it. There's better plays than that if you're not absolutely sure you can make the play.
Murphy for the Thunderhawks. The defenseman gets it in low below the goal line. Garski's battling. That's Nathan to the doorstep with Jacob Garski. Stopped by Gabriel. Puck is still loose. Corralled by Nathan Garski. Up the wall to Murphy, to Nathan Garski. Murphy, one-time delivery off a stick and wide. Up to Jacob Garski. Back to the point. Roll off to Jacob Garski. Stepping in front. Nathan up high. Big left-handed blast is in the glove of Gabriel. By the point man. Roll off. Face off in the White Bear zone.
Good for goaltender Gabriel to see that coming through traffic. A good shot from the point. You see that it was a blast. But you saw the goaltender Gabriel looking around the man. You're going to see him to make. See right there. He just looks around and get a view of that shooter. And glove that puck. Good play. Good puck movement by Grand Rapids there.
Both goaltenders have been solid here tonight. You need that in a 1-0 game. 27 seconds left in the Thunderhawk power play. Their power play here this season coming in at 25%. Up to the blue line. Shermone, he has the lone goal. Roll off, circling back. Gives it up. Loose puck and pushed out by the Bears.
Well, it looked like they were going to get another chance, but now we're down to just 5 seconds. They got to go to get a good shot away.
Here's Shermone. Pushes it down the wall into the corner. Rode was serving the penalty. As the hook on Rode. He comes out of the box. And White Bear kills the penalty. Both teams 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Here's Rode trailing in. He's fresh out of the box. Here's his shot. Stick goes flying. It's off a body into the corner. And the Thunderhawks get it there. Gavin Forrest back up to center to the red line. Now back to the Bear blue line. Steered ahead by the Bears. Looking up ahead was Eckerly. Now it's picked up by Rode. He's dangerous. Cross ice pass. And the shot by Stanius. He gets it back. And it's right into the tummy of Carter Casey.
Wow. Good block first by Jacob Garski, and then another shot again. That time the goaltender was free and clear. You could see the puck coming right into it, but here's a chance. Good play by Rode going over. There's a drop pass to the side, and you see that block by Garski. Puck comes right back to Stanius. He tries it again, but the goaltender beats him right there with a good save.
6:03 left third period. You see the shots 24-20. Faceoffs are 25-14 in favor of White Bear Lake.
They've been just dynamic in that faceoff circle.
And as a result, block shots are 17-10 for Grand Rapids. That indicates that White Bear Lake has had more possession. Mentioned Kyle Miller for Grand Rapids, the big shot blocker. He leads them with 4. Thunderhawks do get it now. They slide it up. Nathan Garski to center. Bears intercept. And they pick it off and come back the other way. Tanner Olson goes down. He's moving to the middle. That'll be a tripping. That'll be White Bear getting a power play chance again here to try and tie this game up. So power play when we come back for the Bears. Things tight here in the third period at the XL Energy Center.
Take your business banking to the next level by partnering with Franzen Bank for all your treasury management needs. Let Franzen customize a treasury management plan for your business today. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Applying knowledge of water science betters the future of mining. At New Range Copper Nickel, an existing industrial site, we're investing hundreds of millions of dollars to not only clean up, but also protect our precious water resources.
To educators, you're more than students. You're athletes, artists, and thinkers.
We're so proud of you and your extracurriculars.
So go ahead and give your all.
Because you inspire us to cheer loud.
When was the last time you reviewed your business's treasury management fees? Franzen offers everything your business needs at a very competitive price. Call Franzen today to see how much you could save. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Well, there's a guy that could spark their power play here. Their leading scorer, Mr. Hockey finalist, 33 goals on the season, Nolan Road. And they go to work on the power play.
Well, if they get one, you can thank Tanner Olson. He's had a great night tonight. He's a big sophomore, 6'3", 185 pounds, and he can carry the puck. And he drew that penalty, giving White Bear the opportunity here to go in the power play and tie this game up.
False start here on the draw. We'll do it again.
We'll see if they continue to win the draws like they've been doing so often here tonight.
Road taking the draw. He leads them with 4 power play goals and a clean face-off win. Puck came across, didn't have a lot of zip on it. Distad sends it back in deep. Now they go back up to the blue line. Distad, Road, Distad lets it go in one time off the block. Another one blocked here by the Thunderhawks, and it came free to shot through the top of the crease. Past the goaltender in the corner. On a good shot by Eckerly. Back behind the net, Thunderhawks come up with it. Can they clear? No. It's held in by Distad. For Road, loops it back to Distad. Reversal for Stanyas, forced to go to the wall to get it. In for Nylander, helps it around, and Road waiting for it at the wall. To the corner, centers, one-time block, picked up right side off the crossbar by Stanyas.
Great puck control by White Bear. Good opportunities.
Road gets it back. He's in the middle. Stanya sneaks in. Cross ice pass. Missed everybody. Might have got tipped. And it comes out of the zone. Under a minute left to go in the power play. 4.5 now left in the third period. Eckerly, Distad. Road again. Shielding that puck with the body. Distad and Road. Distad. Stanyas. Distad, Road, angles in, blocked. Another block by the Thunderhawks. They're nearing 20 of those wraparound attempts. It's off the Casey save, still loose, comes up the slot, and the Thunderhawks get a stick on it.
Good puck possession, good puck movement by White Bear. They just couldn't get anything in.
Goalie Gabriel sent it right out of the zone, but onto the stick of the Thunderhawks who come in. Nathan Garski ends up shooting it wide of the net.
Well, they don't have much time left. There's only 11 seconds to go to get an opportunity while they're shorthanded.
Road in, back behind the net. Helped around by Carter Casey. Corner to corner. Final seconds. That's it for the power play. Jacob Garski on that trip is out of the box. And the power play has ended. Back to 5-on-5. Getting into crunch time here in a 1-0 game. 3:20 left. From the corner, it bounces up through to the blue line. Bears hold it in, but only momentarily as the Thunderhawks come back the other way with Jacob Garski. Garski got drilled into the wall. Fans reacting to that. That'll be a penalty on White Bear Lake. Boarding coming up or checking from behind.
It will be one of those.
And the player that got hit is slow to get up.
When you see the numbers and you're going to make a check, you know you're going to get it. Here's the chances. They had some great shots right there. White Bear getting 2 opportunities to put that puck away, but Eckerly and Distad both had chances.
And then off the crossbar.
Right off the crossbar there. Look at that shot. Oh, and right off the stick on that one. Good puck movement by White Bear. They were making quality passes, good shots. They just could not capitalize on that man advantage opportunity. They did everything but that. But you got to credit Grand Rapids, a fine kill again. They play smart, they play tough, and they're playing really solid in their own zone. They're just not getting in outnumbered situations. Supporting one another when they're full strength and playing a proper positioning when they're shorthanded.
Jacob Garski was the player that was down. He is up, and he'll be able to skate off on his own power.
5-minute call.
Yeah.
So you know that that's huge when there's only 3:09 to go in the game. Take a look at the penalty here. You see it. He's coming across to hit him. The numbers are there, and you push him into the boards, hits his head. That's going to be a 5-minute call for White Bear. And fortunately for Grand Rapids, the key is now when you have a 5-minute power play, you got 3:09 to go in the period, and which could be the game if nobody scores, and you got a 1-0 lead. Don't make passes through seams that you could get deflected. Just move the puck around the outside as long as you can until you get a good chance, because the clock's on your side now. Just kill that clock. Keep the puck in the zone, keep control, move it around, and let them gamble.
Bears get to it. Eckerly, the 5-minute major for boarding. Shorthanded up for Rode. Rode backhands it wide, back behind the net. Back behind Casey. It's in the Thunderhawk zone. And now we're getting another penalty. This one's going to be on Grand Rapids. A holding call.
That one is not a good penalty to take.
No, that'll even it up. It'll be 4-on-4.
Yeah, in the offensive zone when you're
right there.
You're riding him on the back. You just can't do that. You see it on the left side here. He's on top with his back over top. And when you get your free hand and wrap it around him, you're going to get called.
Gavin Forrest to the box. 2 minutes there, so we'll have 2 minutes here with 2:55 left. A 4-on-4. The major continues on the other side. Grand Rapids again gets the puck, and they're offside.
Forrest holding minor at 14:05.
Grand Rapids made a couple crucial mistakes. First of all, they lose the face-off on the power play down there. They allow Road to come down, and then the plays in the offensive zone and draws a penalty. And secondly, they're coming up 2-on-1, 1.5. The guy wasn't quite in position to be a 2-on-2, and you go offside. You've got to make the play where you contain the puck and get the puck in the offensive zone like they did there.
A lot of open ice here with it being 4-on-4 for 1:45. And then once that penalty expires, the 2-minute minor called on the Thunderhawks, they will then continue the major power play for the rest of the period. White Bear trying to break out. Pass did not connect. It missed Distad. He goes crashing in along with Roloff. Grand Rapids there, though, with a third player to pick it off. Slide it up, but not out to center. Now they do. And with it 4-on-4, icing is in play, but it was tipped, so no icing, and play rolls along. Minute 10 left in the 4-on-4. And that penalty called on Gavin Forrest.
And you got to watch when that goaltender's going to come out here.
Bears from behind the net. No movement yet by Gabriel. Bears working it around. From all the way around was Tanner Olson. But then they lose it. It's up out to center. Chase for it is Nathan Garski. Tied up at center. It'll find its way back into the Bears zone. Picked up Tanner Olson. He comes in up high. Drop pass. Wrist shot. Scores! Jack Stanius. And we are tied with 1:34 left.
Stanius gets the goal. Olson makes the play again. Tanner Olson again with an excellent play coming along, makes that play to Stanius. Stanius with a terrific shot, beating the goaltender, tying this game with 1:34 to go. Just about the time when that goaltender will start coming out. Watch this play. Look at Olson. He carries the puck, not afraid to do it, drops it to Stanius, and he had a bullseye in the far side, getting himself his 8th goal of the year. What a night. Look at Wilson. What a good play he made. A sophomore. That kid's one of the leaders in this hockey club. Big, strong, fast, smart. Nice little drop pass right there. Great shot by Stanius. And that's it. Well, you got 39 seconds to go on the penalty to Grand Rapids. You got 3:25 to go in the one to White Bear. So you know Grand Rapids is going to have power play time unless they take another penalty.
White Bear Lake calling timeout. Stanius, 5th goal in his last 6 games, and a big one here. He had the only non-empty net goal in the section championship. 36 seconds into the game against Hill Murray, and gets the one here.
Well, listen to this. 5th in the last 6 games. This gives him 8 for the year. Has he been clutched on the stretch or what? That's just huge as right. What a great play by Olsen and a fabulous goal by Stanius. Just a little too deep on the defense for Grand Rapids. He used to take a shot like that. Just beats the goaltender cleanly. Nothing you could say about that. White Bear knows they have to weather the storm after they get back to full strength, because this game is not over yet.
Moments etched in time for these players. Stanius fired up. He missed some time this season due to injury. Back here at the state tournament, mentioned it's been a hot hand and a hot stick here towards the end, and he's got his team back tied. 1:34 left to go. A brand new game, and that has livened up the Bears crowd here tonight. They came alive.
Well, this last minute and 34 is going to be something. 4-4 for part of it, and then it should be 5-4.
And remember, if we go to overtime, that major penalty is going to carry over.
Definitely.
Almost a full 2 minutes. White Bear getting to the draw. All tied at 1. 90 seconds left in regulation. Stanius from Olsen and Rode. Rode gets the assist. Olsen primary assist. 15-26. Rode's got it again. Rode has it in traffic. Still reaching for it. Gets it back again. Walks along the line. Looks to wrap it around. Lost the handle at a back check around him. Rode gets it again. Has it on a string. Wrist shot off the shaft of a stick. Blocked in the corner. Rode back after it. Trying to not be denied. He's continuing to work there against Jacob Garski. Minute left in regulation. 1 second in the penalty. Grand Rapids back at full strength. Forrest comes out of the box. They have a major power play continuing here now for the rest of the 3rd period. 45 seconds remaining. White Bear dumps it all the way down. They can ice it, of course, on the penalty kill. And Grand Rapids circling back to their line. This is Roloff. Down that far side, Bauer Murphy tracks it down, helps it over to Shermone. Shermone up the wall to Jacob Garski to Shermone. Bears in the corner, just a little bit out of the reach there of Tanner Olsen. Now they do bring it out and get it the other way. Picked off Thunderhawks. 12 seconds left. In on the left wing, Roloff lost it back out to neutral. Thunderhawks now try the near side. Shermone back door. They score! Nathan Garski! What a play! Got a stick on it with .2 left on the clock.
How unbelievable was that? I'm looking at the clock. The puck's going the opposite way with 13 seconds to go, and all of a sudden, actually one of the guys is going to the bench for Grand Rapids. The puck comes out. He decides to come back and play it, and then he play it up ice and comes down, and right at the right time, the puck comes across to Nathan Garski, and what a move he put on the goaltender to win this game. It's just, watch this play. Right here, the puck looks like it's going. See, the guy who was going to the bench decides to change his mind, gets it up ice. Puck's passed across to Garski going to the net. And boy, oh boy, what a, that was an unbelievable play by Shermone. Make that pass across to him.
They did put time back on the clock. 1.6.
Well, they put 1.6 back. So usually if you get a face off in the offensive zone, you can score 1.6. You're not going to be scoring here unless you bounce one right away. Look at this. What a play by Nathan Garski.
They went back and looked at the replay with the time stamp on the replay, so they could tell exactly the time that the puck crossed the line, and it was 1.6. Wow. play goal.
It's funny, this game, from the heights you go to the depths you go to. You're winning, you're losing, you're winning. You go from excitement to heartbreak, and
the draw, puck is there, and there's the horn. Grand Rapids advancing to the semifinals. They continue their state tournament winning streak, going back to the state championship season here for the Thunderhawks of 2017, and they extend that quarterfinal losing streak, unfortunately for the White Bear Lake Bears, in a classic here between the teams in orange. Thunderhawks 2 and the Bears 1.
We could not get any goals scored in this game after that first one until the last 2 minutes, and we get 2 of them. Just amazing how turn of events happen so happy. You go from heartbreak to winner in a heartbeat. Grand Rapids had to be really feeling pretty down after that goal was scored just before the penalty was over, and then they come right back, and just when you think you might be going to overtime and have to kill a penalty,
right,
Nathan Garski comes with a fantastic move in front of the goaltender to win this game for Grand Rapids after a tremendous pass by Shermoen. And I'm telling you, that's why you play this game. That's why you love coming to this tournament. That's why every year is different. I haven't seen this before. 60 years of things like that. You talk about swings in the last 2 minutes. The emotions that are exchanged between these guys. God, what a terrific game. Terrific effort by White Bear Lake. It's unfortunate for them, but it's really fortunate for Grand Rapids because they played hard. They played a game that they could easily duplicate and go farther with if they keep playing like that. Both of these clubs just gave us thrills. Excellent game. Just an excellent game.
Emotional roller coaster here in the last moments of this one.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Who would have guessed? Who would have thunk?
Play of the game brought to you by Minnesota Rusco. Several different angles, several different replays of that play of the game. Minnesota Rusco and Companies. They're your hometown remodelers. Number 19, Nathan Garski, getting the goal here, making it a 2-1 final. His 18th goal of the season. That means now, this being a 2-1 final, you look at the quarterfinal run here, White Bear Lake, that means 8 of the last 9 quarterfinal losses for them have been 1-goal games. Talk about a heartbreak for the White Bear Lake fans over all these years.
That's going to kill you. I mean, that, you just say, how unlucky can we be? It's just amazing.
Such a proud community of their program and everything, and they have just come up short. And Grand Rapids finds a way to get it done late.
They always find a way. Look at the regionals. They could have lost that and not even been here. But there they just bounce back late in the game. They win them in overtime. They win this one right before overtime. Just an unbelievable.
How about these sophomores in the tournament? We talked to a sophomore in the earlier game. We've got another sophomore here, Nathan Garski. Hi, Nathan. Jim Erickson and Lou Nanny up top here. Just first of all, describe that game winner and what happened. What do you remember about it?
Well, they scored obviously with like a minute 30 left, and yeah, I mean it didn't shake us, so I thought we did a good job, and yeah, it was just a simple like 3-on-2 and good pass from number 5, Will, and yeah, I don't even know. The rest is history, honestly.
Nathan, when you're coming down the ice now, at any time did you know where the clock was when the puck was going out of the zone? Did you check the clock? Because you know, the puck's going slowly. You got a chance to look up. Did you see how much time was left?
Yeah, I did actually. I saw like 6.5 or something, and I was like, yeah, we can get one last chance, and yeah, luckily we got her done.
What made you just stick, you know, actually throw a deke on the goaltender rather than shoot? Knowing the clock's running down and not knowing now, because you're in the play, how much time is left?
Yeah, I didn't really think, to be honest. I kind of just, made a move, and it worked out, but it wasn't really planned.
That was great.
Nathan, what's it like playing with your brother Jacob, centering that line with you?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, obviously you're going to have your ups and downs, but I mean, it's so unbelievable. You know what I mean? You can't ask for anything else. I mean, state tournament, semifinals with your brother on the same line. I mean, you can't ask for anything more.
All right. Congratulations. We will see you Friday night, Nathan.
Yep. Thank you.
You bet. You are welcome. Big game winner. There was only .2 on the clock when it happened, and they put 1.6. I think I blew a vein calling the goal. Gonna have to get that one checked. But what a finish here. There's the man, Nathan Garski, just a sophomore, and he is the hero that puts Grand Rapids into the semifinals. And Lou, they get Edina. We'll see you tomorrow night too.
That's right, and we'll see a good game, I'll tell you that. That's why we come here. The memories are made every time we're here.
Post-game show with Tom Hauser and Tom Chorsky is next. Wrapping up our coverage here tonight on 45 TV.
Call insurance agent.
Hello, customer.
Oh, great. I just had a quick question about my insurance.
You are 312th in line.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful. Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Auto show season is here. Time to get in the driver's seat of your favorite Ford trucks. Whether it's for work or play, there's an exciting new Ford for you to experience firsthand at this year's Twin Cities Auto Show. Take charge with exclusive auto show offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then run the show behind the wheel of your new Ford truck. Get an F-150 XLT with 1.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in total savings, and for a limited time, an extra $1,000 in auto show cash.
You didn't make it to the Redwoods, but you did teach me to ride a bike, watched me fall in love, and fell in love too. After you were gone, I took a genetic test. I learned that my genes include an increased risk of colon cancer, like yours did. But by catching it early, I can take steps to prevent it. You didn't make it to the Redwoods, but it's okay, Dad. We went for you, and you came with us too. My Genetics, a community health research program with no-cost genetic testing.
Get an 11% rebate on everything. Now at Menards. Renovate your space with Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring. They're durable, waterproof, and easy to install, featuring an attached pad for added comfort and noise reduction. Floating luxury vinyl plank is $279 per square foot after rebate. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. All in-stock vanity lights are on sale. This 3-light Stewart vanity light is available in 2 different finishes. Now $27.98 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
The heart of our great state beats in its fields and farms. The Minnesota farmers and strengthening our communities. Visit fbmn.org to learn more.
I'm out. What? You're out? Yeah, I'm out of the contest. My high school hockey bracket's already busted. Wait, what did you think I meant?
Seinfeld, weekdays at 1 and 1:30 on 45 TV.
Teachers have always been impressed by me.
I may not look it, but I'm the future of physics, so just move on.
Young Sheldon, weekdays at 5 and 5:30 on 45 TV.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results.
Well, if you enjoy exciting, heartbreaking hockey, you saw a great game tonight. The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks advanced to the semifinals with a 2-1 win over the Bears of White Bear Lake. And it seemed like you only need to watch the last minute of this game to get all the drama you could ever want out of a hockey game, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I was emotionally vested in, with White Bear Lake needing to get a win tonight, and then they tie the game, and but there was penalties going on, so there was a lot of drama going on, and then, it just came down to that. I wouldn't even call it a fluky goal, but some things went on, and we can maybe analyze it, but, you're just left here like, I feel it. I wonder how the players feel it.
With about 7 or 8 seconds left, it looked for sure like this game was going to overtime, and the puck was out in the neutral zone, but Grand Rapids wanted nothing to do with that. They took the puck, and they went at that goal, and they scored with 1.6 seconds
White
left.
Bear kind of cleared it, but it didn't go all the way down. I saw one of their players went for a change, and the other guy, no one else, jumped up to pressure, and Grand Rapids got possession and turned and came down, and Shimon made a great play, nice feather pass, threaded the needle, and we'll look at that. But yeah, Grand Rapids, good for them. I mean, tip your hat to a team that plays to the whistle or plays to the buzzer.
And just a heartbreaking loss for White Bear Lake. Let's take a look, though, at the highlights. Grand Rapids got on the board first with this nice goal by William Shimon.
Yeah, it was a good bid by Duell, but the puck came out to Shimon, and the puck had eyes. It just went through traffic, found its way in, and pretty nice celly all the way down the ice. And then that was Stannis coming in with a nice save by Casey. And then White Bear had to be sharp. Leo Gabriel.
All kinds of chances.
Stanius again, he gets his own rebound, another shot. So Casey had to be good at times. White Bear was knocking on the door. Then here we see nice drop pass by sophomore Tanner Olson, and Stanius finally breaks the goose egg.
And we thought this game was going to be headed to overtime, but as we just mentioned, with about 7 or 8 seconds left, the puck is in the neutral zone, and then
Shimon threads that needle, and there's Nathan Grasky, and he said he looked at the clock and he saw that there was just enough time, and he took it, and that's one of those state tournament, thrilling moments, but as you mentioned, heartbreaking for White Bear Lake.
Well, 7 or 8 seconds, as you know better than I do, is an eternity in hockey. You can do a lot of things.
You can do it, yeah. You can get up the ice in that amount of time.
7 or 8 seconds. Tournament stats brought to you by McDonald's owner-operators of Minnesota, Western Wisconsin, and Ironwood, Michigan. And anything else jump out at you on the scoreboard? The shots on goal, very even. Face-offs won, a big advantage for White Bear Lake.
Block shots jumps out to me. Grand Rapids blocked 22. That's a lot. So that shows that White Bear was, in the offensive zone and trying to penetrate. But a lot of those shots were blocked, and a lot were kind of deflected with sticks. And so, Grand Rapids defensemen were sharp tonight, and they were good in their own end.
Yeah, well, this is one of the most exciting quarterfinal games you could ask for, on top of the one we had earlier today that went to double overtime. But, boy, what a thriller without going to overtime.
Yeah, no question about it. Grand Rapids, I think, they're going to have to get to bed quickly, though, soon, because they're going to turn around and have to play United Hornets tomorrow. And, they're good in their own end, the whole team. The five guys in their own end. They defend very well, but they're going to have to be able to defend tomorrow, and I hope they have the energy to defend against Edina.
We've had 2 great sessions of hockey today. Chanhassen beat Rochester Century John Marshall 7-0. Then that double overtime game, Cretin-Durham Hall won 4-3. Coming back from down 3-0, Edina beat Elk River 6-2. And then this game, maybe the topper of the day.
Yeah, kind of alternating good games, with weaker games, but all's well that ends well. Look at the coaches there. You gotta feel great for them. They're thrilled.
All right. Well, we've got a great day of hockey ahead tomorrow. Class A semifinals tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, right here on 45 TV.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select Sierra 1500 models. We are professional grade GMC.
There are lots of things the McQuillan brothers are not so great at.
Canadian move, not a lot of people know it. I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves.
But they're really good at heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Right now, save $100 on any plumbing service. From sump pumps to water heaters, new toilets to water softeners. Save $100 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
At Integris, we safeguard and empower businesses by providing full-scale, comprehensive IT support and solutions. Integris offers comprehensive managed IT services, empowering your business, dedicated cybersecurity experts, protecting your business, tailored IT consulting, aligning your technology to meet your business goals, and scalable cloud and network services, elevating your team. To find out more, head to our website at integrisit.com.
Runners have something in common. We are uncommon. We don't give up. There is no quit. We have the drive to improve. Pace, speed, distance, time. We embrace the struggle. We push through the pain. We have something inside of us propelling us to go. Together, we run. Shields.
I joined LIUNA in 2023 as an apprentice to start building my future. I heard from friends that the laborers union and construction industry could be a good place for me. In fact, I wish I would have joined 5 years ago. What I like the most is the great benefits, union pay, and having the financial security to support my family and my hobbies. The apprenticeship training program is incredible, and I'm looking forward to a long career with LIUNA. If I can do it, you can too.
For career opportunities, visit buildthenorth.com.
We think buying a vehicle should be fun. We think servicing the one you have should be easy. We think supporting the community is our responsibility. At St. Cloud Subaru, this is what we believe, day in and day out. Your car is important, and our team will help you get excited about the vehicle you want, or quickly service the vehicle you already love. It's that simple. Join us now through April 1st for the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
St. Cloud Subaru, it's you. We now join our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Ice cream sandwich, now. Mom, you can't make me eat dessert. Keep this up and I will make you eat a sleeve of Oreos for breakfast. That's legal. I've checked.
Tonight is my art show.
Sweetie, I'm excited for you, but Daddy is working, and Daddy has this ritual, and whenever somebody interrupts it, well, then he just has to start it all over again.
I had my art teacher email you my drawing, so print it out.
Okay, well, Daddy has to write to get this thing called tenure. The saying goes, it's publish or perish.
Perish is the word in all my Titanic books. It means die. Are you gonna die?
Never. Well, eventually, but not for a long time.
Am I gonna die?
Let's just print it out.
Yay!
Yeah.
My assignment was to draw a family portrait, and tonight it'll be on display for everyone to see.
Is that the way you drew Mommy?
It's just a juice fast. It's not like we made a pregnancy pack like the basketball team in Norwalk. First of all, you are never going to Norwalk again. And yes, this juice fast is a huge deal. When I was your age, I wasn't juice fasting. I was protesting Prince's name change and smoking clove cigarettes. Yeah. Don't smoke. That's a horrible example.
Kitty, can I talk to you for a second?
Not now, Greg. I'm about to say something important. And I'm glad that both of my daughters can listen. Taylor and a cat. Look at Doris, Angela, and I. Notice. We all have very different body types.
And all women's bodies are beautiful.
Yes, we get it. You love the lady flesh.
Doris, children.
Oh, please. You do not need to do anything to be beautiful except this. Be proud of your own body and never ever care what anybody else thinks. Don't give in to the vanity of this town. And you, my lovely daughters, will always be perfect. Yeah! I crushed that. I was like Winston Churchill in there. Better than Churchill.